back to the Nurse RX. This is your prescription for all things nursing related. It's your girl Jasmine, and I'm here with another lit video. Today's video is going to be all about the things that I didn't know going into nursing school, the things that caught me off guard that nobody told me, and I'm going to tell you guys today so that way you guys are on your toes, you guys are in the loop, and you guys know what to expect as soon as you get that acceptance letter. Before we begin, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below any other videos that you guys want to see. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. So what can you expect as soon as you get that acceptance letter? Well, you can expect to spend your coins. That was the one thing that I didn't really expect. All the things that I had to pay for just to get to my first day of nursing school and my first day of classes. The first thing that you're gonna probably have to do is a background test and a drug test. It's not like they pay for that, it's you paying for that out of your pocket. So that was like probably like $150 to $200 just for that. And that was just like the beginning of a lump sum of money that we had to spend just to get into the nursing school program. My program, at least, we had a lot of required books that we had to pay for, and they sold the required books as a bundle for like $600. And did I buy that? No. Did a lot of other people buy it? Yes. I got a lot of my books for free, and I'll be making a video on that soon. There were other books that I had to get that was like absolutely mandatory, and a lot of other nursing programs, they require that you have these books too. There's actually like 3 more, but they're really big and I'm not gonna pick them up. They're the ATI books that we were required to get from our program, and these books, you see how floppy they are? Yeah, $700. $700 for this. Do I use these books? Sometimes, but really we were paying for the ATI program that we occasionally take exams on, and that is supposed to help us prep for the NCLEX, but it was 100% mandatory, $700, I think within 2 weeks of our first day of classes. So I will keep these books for the rest of my life because I spent $700 on them. So after the books, I thought that that was the end of it. I thought that I spent probably almost $1,000 by now, and really that should be that. Like, they can't possibly ask me for anything more. Baby. The next thing I had to buy was my lab bag, and honestly, if you guys don't believe me, I'm gonna include the receipt of what I had to spend in the bookstore. I got like a quote on what I had to spend before I actually bought it. The picture will be right here. How lovely. So in total, I probably spent about $1,300, give or take, on just books, really. Books, my lab bag, my uniform. We had to buy a uniform. Just have your financial situation sorted out, because the money, like, that was just my program. Your program could be double what I paid, triple what I paid, especially if you're going to a private school. So just save your coins. Second thing that I did not expect going into this program is the grading scale. The grading scale is like something I've never experienced before in my life. So the grade value changes, and I know not every program is like this, but mine is, and a lot of them are like this. So this is more so something to get like mentally prepared for, because I know there's a lot of people who go into nursing programs and like their prerequisites are like, oh, I've only ever gotten A's in my prerequisites, or I'm an A student or an AB student. And honestly, when you get into the program, you will be there will be times, okay? There will be times where you'll say, honestly, I just need to pass. And luckily for me, I've never been like on the brink of passing or failing like a class entirely, but there are those days where it's like, Lord, please just let me pass this class. So like I said, the grading scale changes. So an A starts at a 92, a B starts at an 84, and a C starts at a 78. And you need a minimum exam point average of a 78% to pass the class. So if you have a 77.4, 3.44, you're not passing the class. You're over. It's over. It's done with. And honestly, like, that puts a lot of pressure on. It is like a program where the information that you're learning is going to save someone's life one day. So that's why it's like that. And it's reasonable that it's like, was I expecting it? No. Was I expecting the stress from that grading scale? No. And on top of that, you can think like, okay, well, that could be the grading scale. You can probably fail a class and you'll be fine. It's not the end of the world. You're in the program already. My program, you're allowed one fail and one withdraw. If you've anything past that, you're done with the program. You could be in your last semester. If you fail that semester, you're done. So there's a lot of pressure with the grades. The material is already hard, so the grading scale just makes it harder. So be mentally prepared for that and really take your studies seriously. Look into your nursing handbook, your nursing school handbook before you start classes, and see what the policies are, so that way you don't slack and you don't think that you can just get by, because there's no getting by. Something else that was completely new to me in regards to how a program or how a class is set up. My nursing school classes really focus on punctuality and professionalism, and that is something that I just wasn't used to, like with my prerequisites or my major that I was before I started my nursing school journey. Like I was used to, you come in late. A lot of teachers have a late cutoff, and you just come in before then and you're good. Nursing school is not like that. It's true, like in lectures, like when we have big class lectures, you can come in late. For my program, for lab class, if you come in 1 minute late, you're done. You cannot go to class, like, at all. They're sending you home.
Bye, Felicia.
Y'all fancy.
They can be late, but you cannot be late. The same thing goes for exam day. You have to be at the exams 5 to 15 minutes early. If the exam is at 8 and you show up at 7:58, you're not gonna take the exam that day. I think it's really good that they include punctuality, because as a nurse, when you're clocking in for your shift, you can't be late to your shift. Like someone is finishing up and trying to go home from their 12-hour shift. Patient care needs to continue. It needs to be a continuum of patient care. So you cannot be late, and that's what they're really trying to teach you in nursing school. In addition, the professionalism, they want things a certain way. Like they teach you your uniform. They want like no ring, your earrings, you can only have your lower ears pierced, no facial, nothing. Your hair color, although nurses, like when you go to clinicals and stuff, you'll see nurses have like green and purple and red hair. In nursing school, you cannot. You have to cover your tattoos. You have to have your hair tied up. You can't have any loose hairs around. Your headband has to be a certain color. Your socks have to be the same color as your shoes. Your shoes can only be this color or that color. And they just really focus on punctuality and professionalism, and that was just something that I wasn't expecting. I was expecting to go to class, learn a bunch of nursing stuff, go to clinicals, put that in practice, go to lab, and learn skills. But no, it's really like training for a career. It is an educational program, but they're training you for a career, for a lifestyle, for the field. Studying absolutely 100% changes in nursing school. For my prerequisite classes and the classes I was taking before I decided to become a nursing student, they were more so, those classes, like it was really easy for me to just memorize it, the information, apply it, and forget it. and nursing school is not like that. You can't memorize everything. You have to really learn it and study it to understand and apply it. The questions that they ask you on an exam is completely different from like your anatomy and physiology exams, for example. It'll have to do with the body systems, it'll have to do with the disease process, but it's more so like situational questions. So it takes some time to get used to, especially like medical surgical classes versus like your mental health classes. Those type of questions are very, very different. Like the questions that they ask on an exam, it will be different than any other exam you've ever taken. I will be recording test taking strategies for you guys soon. It will be in the description below when I do post it. I'll go ahead and edit this description and add it on there. But it's just a really different ball game. You can't memorize everything. You can use like concept maps, which will be in a video that I'll be posting soon as well. But it's just really different, and it takes a lot to get used to. Another thing with studying and test taking that was really different that I wasn't expecting is like, for every question that they ask you, all the answers are right. Like, all the answers are right. It's just which one is the most right in this particular situation when you have this information. You can't memorize things. You have to really challenge yourself, learn the material, memorize the material in a sense, but really practice applying it and thinking about it in different ways, because anything can happen. That's why they try to ask you questions, not like tricky questions, but they just try to ask you a lot of situational questions, because everything in nursing is a situation. And yeah, I just wasn't really expecting the different types of exams, and it was definitely like a learning curve, trying to figure out how to study and how to take all this information, all the readings that they want you to do, which is like, they want you to do like 1,000 pages per lecture of reading, and just how to realistically fit that all into your schedule, especially me as a student who works, just trying to figure it all out is really different, really challenging. You absolutely cannot do any last minute studying, I'll tell you that. I've never done that, but you can't last minute studying like you would in your prereqs. If you did in your prereqs and expect to get a good grade, you just won't. The last thing that I did not expect going into nursing school is how important self-care would be. It's really, really important because your schedule will most likely be so jam-packed. You will most likely be spending hours on a day-to-day basis studying, or doing different assignments, or whatever the case may be. And it's really, really important to just take a pause and spend some time on you, whether that be watching Netflix, watching Hulu, going to the pool, going shopping, getting your nails done, only your toes because you can't have your nails done, talking to your parents on the phone, spending time with your significant other. It's really important to just find time to have fun, spend time with your friends, and let yourself and your mind relax. Don't forget about yourself. Make sure you deep condition your hair. Make sure you are keeping up with yourself, and making sure to check your mental health, because it's very easy to slip into a low self-esteem, even depression for some people, and just being overall stressed out, and that can really affect your studying, your relationships, your schoolwork, your job. Like, that can affect a whole lot of other things. So take a pause and give time to yourself. I particularly wasn't ready for that because I've always spent a lot of time in my other classes before nursing school studying and making sure my work was done. But there gets to a point where a lot of people say like, oh, I feel guilty if I watch TV, or I feel guilty if I go to the gym. And you gotta give and take, and you gotta make sure that you're good in order to be good in everything else that you do. Okay, everyone, so that was like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, I don't know how many, but that was a few things that I did not expect going into nursing school. I hope you guys really take the time to listen to this video and just prepare yourself for all the things that I said. It's likely that your program will be quite similar to the things that I've experienced. If there's anything else that you guys have experienced in your own nursing program that I didn't mention, leave it in the comments below so that way, we all can be prepared and be ready for this amazing journey to becoming a registered nurse. Guys, in the next one.